Hi guys, welcome to Lisa Lives. Today I am going to bring to you again, I thought I'd done these, I thought I'd caught up, but we've got two new tags, people. We have the nostalgia tag and we have the Hammer horror tag. First of all, I'm going to do the nostalgia tag. This one was created by my friend Nick of the Last Shoegazer. As always, full links and in the description below. I love me a bit of nostalgia. This tag doesn't have questions. This tag is quite purely anything that you may want to talk about from your childhood that you feel, or even your teenage years, whatever, something that makes you feel nostalgic. It's so warm today in Ireland, it's just ridiculous. Right, so nostalgia. What will I kick off with? Right, I'm going to kick off with, I'm going to try not to make this as long as I normally have a habit of waffling. I'm going to try not to waffle. I'm going to start with some kids shows. First of all, I've written down Rugrats. I love Rugrats. I especially adore Chucky Finster. My friend Jamie from the One-Eyed Willy show sent me a little Chucky. His little Chucky, it's awesome. I've actually got him downstairs with my pops. I should have brought him up and put him in the background, but I forgot because I'm a doughhead. But yeah, Rugrats. I just always loved the feel of the show. I wasn't actually a really young child when I started to watch this. I think I was a teenager and I still loved it. But yeah, Rugrats. Rainbow. I don't think you have this in the US. It's a show with giant puppets, for want of a better word. Behind me, actually, let me see. We'll move Gizbo out of the way. Behind me we have George, Bungle and Zippy. And Zippy, as you can imagine, is a mouthy little so-and-so. So this is the kids show Rainbow, which I absolutely adored as a child. There are some clips floating about on YouTube of rather rude adult versions of Rainbow. Actually, some shows went to air where they had bananas and they were learning to count and they were peeling the banana and counting as they peeled, and they were going 1 skin, 2 skin, 3 skin. You can imagine where that goes.
1 skin, 2 skin, 3 skin, Zippy, where's Bungle?
James, Roger! Hello, everybody. Hello, fine. We could hear you all banging away.
Do you want to blow my pipe while I'm twanging away?
Oh no, Rod. I was blowing a lot with Roger last night.
It doesn't matter what size your twanger is.
I've got a big red one.
Well, have you got your twangers out? And remember, you can bounce your balls at the same time if you like. Or if you haven't got any balls, you could ask a friend if you can play.
Yeah, so, but anyway, Rainbow was a big part of my childhood. Absolutely adored it. Anyone from the UK will know, or Ireland will know just what I mean. Fraggle Rock. Bit of a fan of Muppets. Muppet Babies cartoon I really loved. Sesame Street I loved. But Fraggle Rock has a special place in my heart. Especially the Doozers. And the dog, what's the dog called? I've forgotten. Movies, we'll get on to movies. I am going to rip-roar through these because, like I say, I don't want to, like, do what I always do and talk too much. E.T., one of the first movies that made me cry. Love E.T. Silver Bullet, first horror movie that I ever watched as a child. Old VHS top loader, when my dad got it, it was the very first movie that as a family we rented and watched together. And because my dad was such a big Stephen King fan, as a child I just watched so many horrors, so many Stephen King horrors. I was lucky in that respect. Poltergeist, the first movie that absolutely scared me to death, and still to this day my favourite ghost movie. Still find it creepy. Yeah, not werewolves and vampires and zombies and all of that stuff does not freak me out as much as anything supernatural or ghosty. That always gets to me. The Fly, I love the movie with a passion, but the reason that always stands out to me is my mother I come from a quite conservative Catholic background, and my mum, while she didn't mind me watching horror movies, she didn't like anything with sex or nudity. And there's a specific scene in The Fly where the sex scene goes on a bit too long for my mum's liking. And I remember sitting there as I don't know, I'm guessing I was maybe 10, I can't remember. And my mum getting more and more twitchy and me getting more and more embarrassed. And in the end, my dad's name's Cahill, and in the end she goes, "For God's sake, Cahill, fast forward that. I'm not going to sit and look at that." And that is what The Fly will always remind me of. So yeah, I feel quite nostalgic about that. See No Evil, Hear No Evil. I went to see this in the cinema when I was about 13. Yes, I know it's an 18. I did not look 13 when I was 18, so yeah. Still my favourite comedy movie. Still the funniest thing I've ever seen. Love it. Just adore it. Dirty Rotten Scoundrels is a very close second to See No Evil, Hear No Evil. Love it also. Michael Caine is a genius in comedy roles. Yeah. And I will just run through these, but basically, in a word, John Hughes. The Breakfast Club, Some Kind of Wonderful, absolutely adore those movies. Some Kind of Wonderful does not get the attention it deserves. The girl that starred in that, whose name is escaping me, and this is a disgrace, I apologise. The girl with the short blonde hair that plays the drums, who's the main star of the movie, who falls in love with the boy, but the boy loves someone else. She always reminded me of my best friend, Brenda. She always looked a lot like her. Brenda, unfortunately, I lost. She died of cancer about 10 years ago. But we were best friends for many, many years. Very, very close. First closest best friend. And that movie just reminds me of her because the girl just looked like her, acted like her, everything. Where was it? Top Gun, Cocktail, bit of a Tom Cruise fan, had a massive crush on Tom Cruise. The guy's still hot. Like, really, he's just beautiful. But I love Top Gun. I love, what is it? Maverick, you stud, take me to bed or lose me forever. Cocktail, absolutely love it. Don't understand the hate it gets. Brilliant. Karate Kid, who doesn't love the Karate Kid? This is a reason I love the Goldbergs so much. It brings back all these old movies. They do an entire episode around the Karate Kid. Awesome. Has anyone seen Cobra Kai? I have to watch this. It's the new series based on the Karate Kid, about the opposing club. Looks really good. Must watch it. Lost Boys, amazing. Back to the Future, who does not love Back to the Future? Just fantastic. Again, Michael J. Fox, loved him, had a big crush there also. Indiana Jones, big staple part of my childhood growing up. I loved the Indiana Jones movies. Although, was it Raiders of the Lost Ark? The one at the end where the guys' faces melt when they open the Ark? Or was it the Ark of the Covenant? Anyway, whatever movie that is, that freaked me out as a child. The melting faces and like the ghosts all flying around the air. Yeah. Stand By Me, Stephen King, awesome, fantastic, coming of age story, absolutely love it. If you haven't seen Stand By Me, you don't know what you're missing. It's just amazing. It was also released as The Body, was another name that it was called. But yeah. Gremlins, Gizmo's back there. Love Gremlins, watched that as a little kid as well. Wanted a Mogwai badly. Yeah. I wouldn't have fed it after midnight or got it wet. I would have been careful. Dirty Dancing, I still attest the fact that I do not understand any woman out there that does not love Dirty Dancing, that does not love Patrick Swayze in that movie. My husband always says, sure, he's an old pervert, he's a man in his 40s and she's a teenager, blah 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 blah, and spoils it for me. But Dirty Dancing, oh my god, I love to dance, just everything about that movie, love it. My husband also says Johnny Depp's got bad breath. He's determined to burst my bubble. Moving on from Dirty Dancing, Ghost, again, Patrick Swayze, love the guy. R.I.P. I've only got 3 more written down here. Heathers, again, that's from the same, to me, ilk as The Breakfast Club and Some Kind of Wonderful, sort of high school, although that one's a bit of a darker age, obviously. Christian Slater and Winona Ryder, love that movie. Footloose, again, a dancing movie. Kevin Bacon, oh, again, crush when I was that age. When you're that age, you fancy everyone, don't you? So, yeah, Footloose. I love to watch a man that can dance. It's a rarity. Shia show me a group of men all day long dancing over a group of strippers. I'm not interested in strippers. A lot of women like are getting really excited and throwing their things at strippers. It's like, no, I want to see the dancing. That's what's hot, the dancing. So yeah, Footloose and Dirty Dancing. Yeah, they did it for me. And the last one I've written down there is Nightmare on Elm Street. I've written that down. I've told this story before. I will tell this story again. In my first year of high school, age 13, our art teacher had a habit of wandering off and leaving us to our own devices. Here you go, here's a goat skull in the middle of the table, draw that. And away he went for 2 hours. One specific day, it was nearing the end of the school year, and he had the TV got wheeled into the room, and everyone got dead excited when the TV got wheeled into the room with the VCR. And he popped in A Nightmare on Elm Street. I was 13. The class was 13. I've grown up on horror movies. I've always loved horror movies. But a lot of other girls in that class was not happy because the boys all wanted to see it. I wanted to see it. But yeah, I watched Nightmare on Elm Street for the first time in art class when I was 13. And it was awesome. And I loved it. And it was scary and just brilliant. Loved it. Right, I'm not going to talk anymore because I've waffled for... Oh my goodness, I've only waffled for 11 minutes. That's ridiculous. So yeah, those make me feel nostalgic. I'd be really interested to see anyone else do next tag. I love talking nostalgia. I could easily sit here and talk for half an hour about this subject, but I won't. Because I think I've learned in the few months that I've been doing YouTube that there's nothing guaranteed to put people off watching your videos, and if they're too long, and I tend to be quite guilty of that, so I'm going to try and shorten the videos from henceforth so that they're not quite so wordy and blithery and blah 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 blah. So yeah, the nostalgia tag. Love to see anyone else do it. Nick left it open, so it's his tag. I'm doing the same, but we'd both be really interested, I'm sure, to see anything that anyone else had to talk about. And with that, I will stop blethering, and it's over and out. Family still lives.